Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Breaking Bread with Lomas Brown and Herman Moore. Herman, how are you today?
Hey, you know what, LB? I'm living the dream, man. La vida loca.
Okay. What's that, a little Spanish going on there? Okay, all right, yeah. Well, this week, Herman has been out to practice. He's been observing the wide receivers. So I want to kind of talk a little bit about that. So you got the opportunity to meet Antwaan Randle, the wide receiver coach. What were your impressions?
I like Coach L. They call him Coach L, and real good guy. What I really liked the most about him is when he first came in, I talked to him. I said, hey, you know what? Tell me, when you first met these guys, what did you tell them? And he wanted to get to know them as people. And he wanted to get to know them on a personal level, more so than the coach level. And then he's eased into that. And they've developed a great and a tremendous relationship right now. And it's pretty encouraging to hear that. And that's what you want to hear, even as a former player, knowing that all of a sudden coming out of the gate, you got a coach that wants to talk to you like a man and talk to you like a person, versus it's all about that mentoree and all that stuff. So it was good.
So Herm, you got the opportunity to meet Amon-Ra St. Geronimo Allison, Tyrell Williams. What were your impressions of them?
One, I look at, this is a big unit. This unit is a lot taller than most people are going to realize. You're talking 6'2", 6'3" on up. Wide receivers will go along with some pretty big, offensive linemen, and also you got pretty good sized tight ends. So this is going to be a big offensive unit that takes to the field. So I think there's going to be a lot of playmaking opportunity there, even though they don't have the experience right now that you will look for in a unit like that. But I think they could do some damage.
They polled the fans, and they said the receiver they wanted to see most was Amon, the rookie. So you think him and Jared be able to get that chemistry? He's a young fella, man. He still got to learn the NFL. You think they're going to be able to get the chemistry?
It's going to come down to how much they're playing together and how many reps are they taking together. There's a rapport that the receiver and the quarterback have to establish, and that doesn't happen just because you're getting some time in together in practice. It's got to happen during the games, and it's got to happen at a whole different speed than what they're getting in practice. So we'll see what happens there. Can he benefit being in the slot? Can he be an asset to that unit? Absolutely, because like I say, he's got the build and the size for that.
Yeah, well, he seems to be a feisty little fella too, man, because him and Iffy, the draft choice cornerback, they got into a little, what we call a scuffle. But I think Dan Campbell liked that. He said he kind of liked that. He wants to see that out of the guys and stuff. So what you think about them getting into their little scuffles? I know you used to get into little scuffles too, didn't you?
I just want to know who won.
Yeah.
Who won? I mean, the receiver better have won that fight.
Well, the corner got the punch in first. So
you don't mind the feistiness. You don't mind the fact that the energy level is at that heightened part during practice, because you want to see that. You want to know that the players are engaged at that time and that they're basically there to get better. And that part of that means you're going to get a little gritty. Yeah. It's going to get a little messy. Yeah. And you're going to do more than scuffle. Yeah. Sometimes you got to throw those things.
Yeah, when you get tired, it's two-a-days, man. The coach is in your ear. They talking noise across the line of scrimmage from you. So, man, you got to get into some fisticuffs. What about that?
Hey, as long as you don't do the shoulder-to-shoulder thing.
Yeah.
You push me, I push you. You push me, I push you. And then all of a sudden, we're not going to do all that.
So, Herm, you got the opportunity to meet Breshad Perriman, our former teammate's son. What were your impressions of him?
With Breshad, I had an opportunity to meet him, and real nice young man. He's had an opportunity to play on several teams in the NFL. And just like his father said, he said, you know what, when you guys meet my son, he's a big guy. Yeah. He's big, he's fast, he's a bigger version of who I am. That's me speaking as Brett, but he's absolutely right. Breshad is a really nice person. Athletically, he brings the tools that are required at this level. And right now, he's looking at getting time and being one of those players that are going to depend on, because he has playing experience. So it was great to see him. If he's anything like his father, he's a heck of a player. Yeah. And he's got that grit, he's got that toughness, and that mental aptitude to be able to go out and get it done.
Yeah.
Let's take a little bit of a change. I know you've been at practice. The running backs. We haven't talked about the running backs. Right. So I know you're excited about them. So tell me a little bit about, what are your thoughts about that unit?
Well, definitely excited about Deandre Swift, man. This guy, he looks great. Now, I'm not going to compare anybody with number 20, but he's showing me a few things that number 20 used to do. I'll just leave it at that. The guy seemed like he's going to be great. He seemed like he's looking forward to having a breakout year, his second year in the league. And the thing I noticed, Herm, they throwing the ball to him a lot. So it seemed like he's going to catch a lot of passes out the backfield. Look like they're going to split him out wide. So they look like they're going to put him in a lot of positions to have success. I like Jamaal Williams. I like the energy he brings. He brings every day, man. You see dude off dancing, man. Every song come on, he seems like he knows every song that comes on out there at practice. Seems to be a high energy guy, man. So he's always moving around, doing things. So I think he's going to be a guy when things get a little tough, man. He's probably going to be a guy that keeps the locker room, keep the running back room kind of loose. But I'm going to tell you who's impressed me the most has been that Jamar Jefferson. I think he's a 4th, 5th round pick that they drafted from Oregon State. Man, they giving him a lot of opportunities, especially to try to get the ball out wide. He seems to be handling things well. Now, the one thing I seen that he didn't do well, man, they sent the linebacker at him. He didn't pick that linebacker up too well. So we know, yeah, he didn't quite Ole. He got his body in front of him, but his body wasn't in front of him for long. So we know in this league, you got to be able to block too. Yeah, man, because you got to protect the quarterback. So that's the one thing that he's going to learn. But this group seems to be good, man. Jason Kabenda at fullback, he seems to be a guy that's coming into his own, even though he played linebacker too. So they seem to have a good group there. And I think that might be one of, besides the offensive line, I think that might be one of the strengths on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, that's well spoken, man, coming from a lineman. I know you guys love your running backs. And
that's right.
When you talk about Jamal, he is a fun guy. He's a guy that everyone's kind of gravitated towards. And I know the media likes him. I know the team likes him. The players like him. The fans like him. And you need that type of energy and you need that type of fun factor, especially in the training camp piece.
Keep it loose.
And keep it a little bit loose. But, you know, I know, you know, you had mentioned about Deandre Swift and you talk about that running back unit. I think that is another group that I think the Lions fans should definitely keep their eye on because that's going to be an interesting battle that takes place because Deandre is, you know, coming on pretty strong, but now you've added some depth to that position, which solidifies that. And if the receiver unit can get going and you got that great offensive line,
there you go.
Then all of a sudden you're cooking with gas. So that's a good deal. But all right, well, that'll do it for this edition of Breaking Bread. That's Lomas Brown. I'm Herman Moore. We'll see you next time.